EXO is an amazing K-pop group with incredible talent that captivates fans around the world. They have powerful vocals. Each member brings a unique tone and style, creating a rich and balanced sound when they sing together. Harmonies remain precise and strong, allowing even complex songs to feel smooth and natural. High-energy tracks or slow ballads both carry emotion and skill, showing why they rank among the best vocalists in K-pop. The group shows remarkable versatility. EXO explores pop, R&B, electronic ballads, and even experimental sounds, demonstrating an ability to adapt and excel in different genres. This variety keeps music fresh and exciting, allowing the group to appeal to a wide audience who enjoy different types of songs. Memorable melodies make EXO songs stand out. Many tracks include hooks that are easy to remember and sing along with, making music fun and addictive. Even people who do not usually listen to K-pop often find themselves humming a track without realizing it, a clear sign of strong songwriting. Emotional depth appears throughout music. Many songs go beyond entertainment to explore themes like love, loss, dreams, and self-discovery. Thoughtful lyrics combined with passionate performances allow listeners to connect on a personal level, making tracks meaningful and memorable. High production quality defines the sound. Every track is carefully arranged, mixed, and mastered, resulting in polished and professional music. From beats to instrumentation to vocal layering, each element enhances the listening experience and creates a complete and satisfying sound. Energy and emotion come through in every performance. Even in recorded tracks, excitement, intensity, or vulnerability is clear. The ability to communicate feelings through music makes songs engaging and captivating. Creative input adds a personal touch. Many members contribute to songwriting, composing, or producing, allowing personality and experience to shine through. This dedication to craft demonstrates talent and care in every piece of music. Consistent success proves quality. Over the years, the group released numerous hits that topped charts and remained popular among fans. The ability to deliver strong music repeatedly shows talent, hard work, and understanding of what connects with listeners. EXO music videos have high production quality. Every video features excellent cinematography, lighting, and visual effects, making each scene look polished and professional. The careful attention to technical details creates a visually stunning experience that draws viewers in and keeps them watching. Creative concepts appear in every video. Each one tells a story or explores a theme, often with unique or imaginative ideas. This creativity makes videos memorable and gives each song its own distinct identity, adding excitement and depth to the music. Choreography plays a major role in video appeal. Dance moves are carefully synchronized and visually striking, enhancing the energy and emotion of the song. The combination of music and movement creates a dynamic visual experience that captivates fans. Strong visual storytelling adds layers of meaning. Many videos include narratives that connect with lyrics and emotions, creating a stronger bond between viewers and the song. This storytelling element makes watching a video more engaging and satisfying. Attention to detail is clear in every frame. Costumes, sets, props, and colors are all carefully chosen to create a cohesive and captivating visual experience. Every element works together to support the theme and mood, making videos feel complete and polished. Cinematography variety makes each video dynamic. Different camera angles, movements, and techniques keep visuals interesting and engaging. The use of motion and perspective helps maintain excitement and emphasizes key moments in the song. Member presence and charisma bring videos to life. Each member conveys personality, emotion, and energy, making every scene engaging and memorable. Fans are drawn to the authenticity and expressiveness of the performers, which enhances the overall appeal of the video. Videos also include iconic and memorable moments. Certain scenes, outfits, or moves become instantly recognizable within K-pop culture. These elements leave a lasting impression and contribute to the identity and legacy of the group, making videos enjoyable to watch again and again. EXO lyrics convey deep emotions. Many songs express feelings like love, heartbreak, hope, and self-reflection. The emotion in the words allows listeners to connect on a personal level, making each song feel meaningful and heartfelt. Themes remain relatable throughout their music. Many tracks explore universal experiences such as growing up, chasing dreams, or facing challenges. These topics allow fans to see their own lives reflected in the lyrics, creating a sense of connection and understanding. Storytelling adds depth to songs. Some tracks tell vivid stories with clear images and narratives, enhancing the overall meaning of the music. Listeners can imagine scenes and moments while hearing the song, making the experience immersive and engaging. Creative wordplay appears frequently in lyrics. Many songs include metaphors, poetic phrases, or clever expressions that give the words more depth. These creative choices make the lyrics feel artistic and thoughtful, inviting fans to explore multiple layers of meaning. Words match the music in every track. Lyrics align with the tone, rhythm, and energy of each song, making the words feel natural and well integrated. This harmony between music and lyrics enhances the listening experience and strengthens the overall impact of the song. Positive and inspiring messages appear often. Many songs encourage self-love, perseverance, and hope, giving listeners motivation and comfort. The uplifting nature of the lyrics makes the music more than just entertainment. It becomes a source of support and encouragement. Attention to detail enhances each song. Lyrics include thoughtful imagery, descriptive phrases, and small details that make stories more vivid. These details make songs more engaging and memorable, allowing listeners to notice new elements with each listen. Member involvement adds authenticity. Some members contribute to writing lyrics, infusing their personality and experiences into the music. This personal input creates a genuine connection between performers and listeners, making the songs feel honest and heartfelt. EXO is far superior to the Sword Art Online anime series in every way. EXO produces music full of talent, creativity, and emotion, while Sword Art Online feels shallow and poorly executed. Music can move hearts, inspire fans, and create memories that last for years. Sword Art Online often leaves viewers frustrated with weak storytelling, uneven pacing, and shallow characters. Sword Art Online attempts to tell an epic story but fails at nearly every turn. Plot holes, overused tropes, and unrealistic scenarios make the series difficult to take seriously. By contrast, EXO delivers consistently strong and well-crafted content that demonstrates skill, dedication, and thoughtfulness. Every song, video, and performance shows effort and artistry, while Sword Art Online often feels like a rushed product made to capitalize on a trend. Fans of EXO experience genuine emotion and connection through music. The lyrics, vocals, and performances of the group carry meaning and depth. Sword Art Online, on the other hand, is full of cliches, repetitive battles, and moments that irritate viewers. The series might have had potential, but in execution, it collapses into a dumpster fire that fails to engage or satisfy. The difference is clear. EXO produces art that resonates, inspires, and entertains on multiple levels. Sword Art Online produces frustration, disappointment, and confusion. For anyone who values creativity, skill, and emotional impact, EXO is far better. And Sword Art Online can only be described as a complete and utter disaster. It is completely baffling how Sword Art Online became so popular. The series contains weak storytelling, shallow characters, and overused tropes, yet it managed to attract massive attention and a devoted fan base. This phenomenon highlights a harsh truth in entertainment. Popularity does not equal quality. Just because something gains widespread recognition does not mean it deserves praise or admiration. Sword Art Online serves as undeniable proof of this fact. Despite glaring flaws, it received attention that it did not earn through merit alone. Many works with far more creativity, depth, and skill fail to gain even a fraction of that recognition. The series demonstrates that hype, marketing, or timing can create fame even when substance is lacking. Observing this makes it clear that success and quality are not always connected. Something can be widely talked about and admired while still being fundamentally flawed. Sword Art Online is a perfect example of this, showing that popularity can often be misleading and that true value should be judged by content and execution, not by how many people follow it. Nothing about Sword Online works. Every element, from story to characters to pacing, feels broken or poorly executed. There is barely a single moment that feels satisfying, clever, or well thought out. The series consistently fails to deliver meaningful or enjoyable content, leaving viewers frustrated rather than entertained. The absurdity of the situation is hard to ignore. There is a higher chance of Chris Wu being released from prison tomorrow than finding a genuinely good moment in the show. Plot points collapse under their own weight, characters make illogical choices, and supposed climaxes fall flat. Every attempt at drama or excitement only highlights the weaknesses of the show. In the end, Sword Art Online stands as a perfect example of hype outweighing substance. It is a show that promises adventure, emotion, and depth, but delivers almost nothing of value. Anyone hoping for a meaningful or enjoyable experience is left with disappointment, frustration, and the realization that the series is fundamentally broken. The fictional game design in Sword Art Online is also terrible. Anyone who plays online games can immediately spot multiple flaws and inconsistencies. Mechanics that are supposed to be logical or challenging often make no sense, and rules of the virtual world change arbitrarily to suit the plot. This lack of coherent design makes the game feel unrealistic and poorly thought out. Experienced gamers can notice glaring mistakes, from impossible leveling systems to battles that defy strategy or logic. The supposed challenges that characters face often ignore basic principles of gameplay, leaving viewers frustrated rather than immersed. Instead of creating tension or excitement, the game elements come across as lazy plot devices. Overall, the poorly designed fictional game contributes to the failure of the show. It undermines the sense of immersion and realism, highlights the lack of research and care, and adds another layer of disappointment for viewers. Sword Art Online could have been thrilling with proper game mechanics, but instead it collapses under its own illogical foundation. It is obvious that the author has no experience with online games. Many aspects of Sword Art Online, from game mechanics to player behavior, feel completely unrealistic. The way characters interact with the game world, tackle challenges, or approach strategy demonstrates a lack of understanding of how real online games function. Anyone familiar with multiplayer gaming can immediately spot inconsistencies and mistakes. Rules shift without reason, combat systems ignore logic, and progression makes no sense. This lack of first-hand knowledge undermines the story and makes the series feel unconvincing and poorly researched. The inexperience of the author becomes a central weakness of the series. Instead of creating a believable and immersive gaming world, Sword Art Online presents a distorted version that frustrates viewers who expect realism and coherent mechanics. The result is a narrative that relies on convenience and plot rather than authentic gameplay or credible challenges. Sword Art Online is not good, and it never was good. Every part of this franchise is garbage. The main series fails at storytelling, character development, and world building. The progressive series offers nothing of real substance, presenting slow pacing and repetitive events that fail to improve on the original. The alternative series tries to branch out but still collapses under poor writing and weak execution. And yes, even the abridged series, which attempts humor, cannot salvage the fundamental problems of the franchise. Every installment highlights the same issues: weak plots, shallow characters, and inconsistent logic. The franchise consistently prioritizes hype over quality, creating the illusion of entertainment while offering little of real value. Fans may debate favorite arcs or moments, but the truth is clear. Nothing about Sword Art Online works in a meaningful or lasting way. The franchise is a complete failure across the board. Each version of the series repeats the mistakes of the original, proving that the problems are not isolated but inherent to the work as a whole. Any attempt to defend or praise it ignores the reality that Sword Art Online, in every form, is fundamentally flawed and incapable of delivering genuine quality. Sword Art Online is the worst anime of all time. Every aspect of the series, from story to characters to pacing, fails completely. The plot is full of holes and inconsistencies, the characters are shallow and forgettable, and the so-called world building collapses under its own contradictions. Every attempt at drama or excitement falls flat, leaving viewers frustrated and unimpressed. It is hard to imagine how anyone could create a worse anime. The series manages to combine weak writing, poor logic, and overused tropes in a way that feels almost intentional. Each episode highlights flaws that should have been fixed during development, yet they remain, making the experience more irritating than entertaining. The failure of Sword Art Online is absolute. It sets a standard for how not to make an anime, proving that even with effort, a show can still fail if it lacks coherence, creativity, and understanding of its own world. Every flaw, mistake, and weak moment reinforces the reality that this series is a disaster from start to finish. The Sword Art Online fanbase is also terrible. They treat a deeply flawed series as if it were perfect, praising it in ways that make little sense. It is almost comical how they elevate this disaster to the level of divine wisdom, acting as if every plot hole, cliché, and poor character choice is some kind of hidden genius. Their obsession often blinds them to the many problems in the series, and they defend it fiercely even when criticism is obvious and well-founded. Watching the fanbase in action can be frustrating and baffling. They focus on minor details or superficial elements while ignoring glaring flaws, creating a culture of blind admiration rather than critical thought. This behavior amplifies the illusion that the series is better than it truly is, and spreads the idea that hype can outweigh substance. The fanbase often reacts aggressively to anyone who points out flaws, as if questioning the series is a personal attack. This creates an echo chamber where logic and reason are drowned out by loyalty to something fundamentally weak. Their behavior highlights the danger of fandom culture, when popularity is mistaken for quality, and shows how hype can turn a flawed work into an untouchable icon. Sword Art Online fans really need to get off their high horse and see the world as it really is. Their obsession with a deeply flawed series creates a distorted sense of judgment, making them believe that praise and admiration justify mediocrity. They act as if defending every mistake, plot hole, and cliché is a mark of intelligence or loyalty, when in reality it only shows blind devotion. If they stepped back and looked critically, they would see that the series has serious flaws that cannot be ignored. Elevating something weak to the level of excellence does not make it better, and clinging to hype does not equal discernment. Recognizing the truth would not diminish enjoyment of other works, but would encourage a more balanced and thoughtful perspective. Ultimately, Sword Art Online fans would benefit from humility and honesty. Letting go of inflated opinions and evaluating content based on quality rather than popularity would allow them to appreciate good storytelling and artistry in a real and meaningful way. The world of entertainment is full of true talent and creativity, and learning to separate hype from substance would open their eyes to a much richer experience. The funniest part is that Sword Art Online fans often claim the series is already perfect and does not need any defending. Yet they turn around and defend it themselves at every opportunity. This contradiction is almost absurd. If the series truly required no defense, there would be no need for constant justification or arguments against criticism. Instead, fans flood online spaces with defensive comments, pointing out minor details as if they validate the quality of the show, while ignoring its glaring flaws. This behavior highlights a lack of self-awareness. Fans insist that Sword Art Online is flawless, yet they immediately react aggressively when anyone points out weaknesses. Their actions reveal that their admiration is not grounded in true confidence or discernment, but in hype, loyalty, and a need to protect a show that cannot defend itself. The irony of the situation is clear. Fans claim perfection while demonstrating the exact opposite: inconsistency, overreaction, and blind devotion. Observing this behavior makes it easy to see that much of the supposed brilliance of the show exists only in the imagination of its most zealous supporters, rather than in the content itself. The Sword Art Online fanbase often bases their entire personality on the show. For many, it is not just entertainment, it becomes a core part of identity. This makes it impossible for them to simply ignore criticism or dislike. Any negative comment about the series feels like a personal attack, and it eats at them from the inside. This attachment creates extreme reactions. Fans respond to every critique with defensiveness, anger, or justification, as if their self-worth is tied directly to the reputation of the show. They cannot separate their admiration for the series from their sense of self, which makes rational discussion nearly impossible. The intensity of this behavior highlights a troubling obsession. Rather than enjoying the show as a piece of entertainment, they allow it to dominate their thoughts, feelings, and interactions with others. Criticism becomes unbearable because it threatens the foundation on which they have built their fandom identity, showing just how unhealthy their attachment can become. Sword Art Online fans must not realize that other movies and shows exist. Their obsession with a flawed and poorly executed series keeps them from exploring media that is genuinely good. While they defend every mistake and glorify every cliché, countless films and series offer better storytelling, stronger characters, and more satisfying entertainment. It is unfortunate that time and energy are devoted to defending something so weak. Fans could be watching content that challenges them, inspires them, or simply entertains in a meaningful way. Instead, they remain trapped in the hype surrounding a series that offers little beyond frustration and disappointment. This behavior highlights the danger of blind loyalty. By focusing exclusively on Sword Art Online, fans miss out on experiences that could expand their appreciation for quality media. The world of movies and shows is full of creativity and skill, yet they choose to ignore it, clinging to a franchise that is fundamentally broken. For people who like Sword Art Online, I have to ask why. What are you seeing in this garbage that the rest of us are apparently missing? Every part of the series, from story to characters to game design, is flawed or poorly executed. Fans praise moments that feel shallow or illogical, while ignoring the countless mistakes that make the show frustrating to watch. It is difficult to understand how anyone can find enjoyment in a series so fundamentally broken. The hype around the show cannot hide the weak writing, shallow character development, and inconsistent world building. If there is value here, it is not obvious, and the rest of us are left confused by the admiration it receives. Fans need to enlighten others. Share what you find compelling, because from an outside perspective, Sword Art Online seems like a disaster that became popular for reasons that have little to do with quality. Until someone can explain what makes this series worth praise, it is nearly impossible to take the fandom seriously or understand its appeal. Of course, the fans will not share anything because there is nothing to share. There is no good aspect of Sword Art Online that can be defended or praised. Every element of the series is flawed, from story to characters to game mechanics. If you offered me $1,000, I would not even be able to come up with a single thing worth calling good. The reality is that the show provides almost nothing of value. Attempts to find clever moments or meaningful content quickly fall apart under scrutiny. There are no hidden gems, no clever lines, no well-executed scenes that survive careful evaluation. Everything collapses under weak writing, poor logic, and shallow execution. This makes defending the series impossible. Fans may insist that there is something worth admiration, but reality proves otherwise. Sword Art Online is a work that fails completely, leaving nothing to praise or highlight, no matter how generous or imaginative someone might try to be. Sword Art Online is a case study in mass delusion. Millions of people praise and defend a series that is fundamentally broken, demonstrating how hype and popularity can blind audiences to reality. Fans elevate the show to a level of importance and quality that it does not deserve, treating weak writing, shallow characters, and illogical plots as if they were genius. This mass delusion is reinforced by online echo chambers and fan communities that repeat the same praise and excuses over and over. When large groups insist something is excellent, it creates the illusion of value, even when evidence shows otherwise. Sword Art Online thrives on this phenomenon, becoming popular not because it is good, but because so many people collectively agree to ignore its flaws. Observing this makes it clear how easily perception can be manipulated. Sword Art Online demonstrates that a work can gain fame, devotion, and even reverence while offering little substance or skill. It serves as a cautionary example of how popularity can mask mediocrity and turn a fundamentally weak series into a cultural talking point. EXO delivers consistency of quality. Every comeback, album, and performance is carefully crafted with attention to vocals, choreography, and visuals. Fans can rely on EXO to provide music and performances that feel polished, exciting, and meaningful. Sword Art Online, on the other hand, struggles to maintain quality across episodes or series. Each installment often introduces new problems or ignores previously established logic, leaving viewers disappointed rather than satisfied. The global impact of EXO is unmatched. Millions of fans across the world connect with the group through concerts, music videos, and social media. Their influence goes beyond the music itself, shaping trends and inspiring people of all ages. The popularity of Sword Art Online is largely confined to hype within certain anime circles. Its fame does not translate into real-world influence or meaningful cultural contribution. EXO demonstrates remarkable collaboration and teamwork. The unique talents of each member are highlighted while maintaining cohesion as a group. Harmonies, synchronized dances, and joint performances create a sense of unity that is impressive and inspiring. Sword Art Online often isolates characters or forces them into unrealistic situations where cooperation feels forced or poorly executed, undermining any sense of teamwork in the story. The group shows longevity and evolution. Over the years, EXO has experimented with various musical styles, from pop and R&B to ballads and experimental tracks, showing growth and maturity as artists. Sword Art Online, however, repeats the same weak formulas with minor variations. Each new installment rarely improves on the previous ones, leaving the franchise feeling stagnant. EXO creates an emotional connection with listeners. Songs convey genuine feelings, whether it is joy, sadness, or inspiration, and fans often relate personally to the lyrics and performances. Sword Art Online rarely evokes meaningful emotion beyond frustration or boredom. Attempts at drama often fall flat, making it difficult for viewers to feel invested in the story or characters. Innovation and creativity are hallmarks of EXO. The group experiments with unique sounds, concepts, and stage designs, often setting trends within K-pop. Each comeback brings something fresh and unexpected. Sword Art Online, by contrast, relies heavily on recycled anime tropes and predictable plot devices. The series introduces very little that feels original or imaginative. Authenticity and effort shine through in the work of EXO. Many members actively participate in songwriting, composing, and producing, demonstrating personal investment in their music. The narrative of Sword Art Online feels detached and formulaic. There is little evidence that creators cared about crafting believable characters or coherent storylines, leaving the work feeling hollow. EXO fosters a positive community. Fans create art, share experiences, and celebrate the music of the group with joy and enthusiasm. The Sword Art Online fanbase, in comparison, often revolves around defending a flawed and broken series rather than appreciating meaningful content. This creates a defensive and toxic culture rather than one of shared excitement or creativity. Accessibility and appeal set EXO apart. Their music transcends language and culture, allowing fans from around the world to connect through emotion, rhythm, and performance. Sword Art Online relies on familiarity with anime tropes, niche references, and specific interests. Its appeal is limited, and those unfamiliar with anime often struggle to enjoy or understand it. Finally, EXO leaves a memorable legacy. Songs, performances, and iconic moments remain in the minds of fans for years, creating lasting joy and inspiration. Sword Art Online, in contrast, leaves confusion, disappointment, and debates over missed potential. Its impact is more about frustration than admiration, showing that it cannot stand the test of time in the same way that EXO can. Sword Art Online does not come close to EXO in any meaningful way. EXO delivers music, performances, and artistry that inspire fans and leave a lasting impact. Sword Art Online, by contrast, fails in nearly every category. Its story, characters, and world-building lack depth, coherence, and originality, making it impossible to compare the two on any level of quality. Where EXO excites, engages, and connects, Sword Art Online frustrates, confuses, and disappoints. The global influence, emotional impact, and innovation of the group set a standard that no anime, especially one as flawed as Sword Art Online, can match. Simply put, EXO represents excellence and passion, while Sword Art Online represents hype without substance. The gap between them is immense, and no argument or fan loyalty can bridge it. The song combines aggressive beats, strong vocals, and synchronized choreography, creating a performance that feels thrilling and unforgettable. Every member contributes to the energy, making the song dynamic and alive from start to finish. The concept of Wolf is unique and memorable. It mixes a dark, mysterious theme with catchy hooks and impressive dance sequences. The intensity of the track reflects in the emotions it evokes, drawing listeners in and leaving a lasting impression. Wolf shows the ability of EXO to balance musical complexity with mainstream appeal, a feat few artists achieve. In addition, Wolf highlights the teamwork and cohesion of the group. Harmonies, rap verses, and vocal layers blend seamlessly, demonstrating how the strength of each member enhances the overall performance. The song provides more than sound. It delivers a full experience, combining music, visuals, and movement into one cohesive masterpiece. Overdose is one of the most powerful tracks in the EXO discography. From the opening beat, it immediately grabs attention with its intense rhythm and dramatic sound. High notes, layered harmonies, and sharp transitions create constant energy throughout the song. Each member brings force and emotion, making the track feel overwhelming in the best possible way. The chorus is unforgettable and hits hard every time it returns. The choreography adds another level of impact. The movements are sharp, fast, and perfectly synchronized, mirroring the feeling of being trapped and unable to escape. Every motion matches the beat, turning the performance into something intense and visually striking. Overdose shows EXO at full strength. It combines emotion, power, and performance into one complete experience. The song proves their ability to take a dark concept and turn it into something exciting, dramatic, and unforgettable. Call Me Baby is one of the most energetic and catchy tracks. From the first beat, it grabs attention with an upbeat rhythm and playful melody. The song delivers light and fun energy that contrasts with darker tracks, showing the versatility. Vocals in Call Me Baby are smooth and vibrant. Each member delivers lines with confidence and style, creating a lively and engaging sound. Harmonies blend perfectly during the chorus, making the song easy to sing along with and instantly memorable. Choreography adds visual impact to the track. Movements are sharp, coordinated, and full of personality, reflecting the playful tone of the music. Each formation and gesture enhances the experience, creating a performance that is exciting and fun to watch live. Call Me Baby highlights the charm and skill of EXO. The song combines catchy music, strong vocals, and impressive performance into a complete package. It demonstrates the ability to create hits that are both fun and professional, leaving a lasting impression on fans and casual listeners alike. Monster is one of the most intense and dramatic tracks. From the opening beat, it immediately sets a dark and powerful tone, pulling listeners into a world of tension and emotion. The music combines heavy rhythms, haunting melodies, and strong vocals. Each member delivers lines with intensity and precision, and the harmonies add depth to the overall sound. The chorus hits hard and stays in the mind long after the song ends, demonstrating the ability to create music that leaves a strong impact. Choreography in Monster is sharp, precise, and visually striking. The movements match the dark theme of the song, enhancing its dramatic feel. Every formation, gesture, and synchronized motion adds to the intensity, making live performances of the track exciting and memorable. Monster showcases EXO at their most powerful and artistic. It combines emotion, skill, and performance into one complete experience. The song proves the group can take a dark and intense concept and turn it into something captivating, professional, and unforgettable. From the first beat, it creates a smooth and infectious rhythm that immediately draws listeners in. The music blends reggae-inspired beats with pop elements, producing a sound that is both fresh and memorable. Vocals in KO Bop are soft, smooth, and full of feeling. The harmonies flow effortlessly, making the chorus easy to remember and enjoyable to sing along with. Choreography adds a unique visual style to the track. Movements are fluid, relaxed, and in perfect sync with the groove of the music. Each step and formation enhances the overall vibe, turning performances into a stylish and captivating display. KO Bop highlights versatility. The song combines smooth music, expressive vocals, and stylish choreography into one complete package. It shows the ability to experiment with new sounds while maintaining strong performance and entertainment value, leaving a lasting impression on fans and casual listeners alike. Tempo is one of the most energetic and vibrant tracks. From the first beat, it bursts with life, combining fast rhythms, bold instrumentation, and catchy hooks. The music immediately captures attention and keeps listeners engaged from start to finish. Vocals and tempo are strong and dynamic. Each member delivers lines with confidence, and the harmonies are layered perfectly to create a full and powerful sound. The chorus is memorable and lively, making it a track that fans can sing along with easily. Choreography and tempo is precise, sharp, and full of energy. Movements are synchronized flawlessly, emphasizing the rhythm and intensity of the music. Every formation, gesture, and step contributes to the excitement, turning live performances into thrilling spectacles. Tempo demonstrates mastery of combining music, vocals, and performance. The song balances technical skill with entertainment, showing how the group can create tracks that are both professional and enjoyable. It highlights their ability to deliver excitement, artistry, and memorable experiences in one complete package. Love Shot is one of the most sensual and captivating tracks. From the opening beat, it sets a smooth and dark mood that immediately draws listeners into its world. The music blends pop and R&B elements, creating a sound that is sultry, dramatic, and unforgettable. Vocals in Love Shot are soft, expressive, and filled with emotion. Each member delivers lines with style and feeling, and the harmonies enhance the seductive tone of the track. The chorus is haunting and memorable, leaving a lasting impression on anyone who hears it. Choreography in Love Shot is elegant, controlled, and visually stunning. Every movement flows seamlessly with the music, emphasizing the sultry and dramatic mood. Stage performances highlight precision, grace, and charisma, making the song a complete audiovisual experience. Love Shot showcases EXO at the height of artistry and performance. The song combines smooth music, emotional vocals, and striking choreography into one cohesive masterpiece. It demonstrates the ability to create music that is not only entertaining, but also emotionally and visually powerful. As you can see, EXO songs are powerful, dynamic, and unforgettable. Each track showcases the ability to combine strong vocals, intricate harmonies, and compelling rhythms into music that captures attention immediately. The songs are carefully crafted to create emotion, energy, and connection, making every listen a memorable experience. EXO songs are also versatile, from high-energy tracks like Tempo to smooth and sultry tracks like Love Shot. The group demonstrates the ability to adapt to different styles and moods while maintaining quality and consistency. Each song feels unique yet unmistakably EXO, showing a clear identity and artistic vision. In addition, EXO songs are complete experiences. They are not just about sound. The choreography, stage presence, and visual concepts all work together to enhance the music. Every performance transforms the song into an event, leaving fans and viewers impressed and inspired. Overall, EXO songs are a combination of creativity, skill, and artistry. They provide entertainment, emotion, and artistry in equal measure, proving why the group is considered one of the best in K-pop, and why their work stands far above anything like Sword Art Online. The Sword Art Online fans do not like me, but I do not care. Their criticism or anger does not affect my opinion of the series or my enjoyment of better entertainment. I do not need approval from people who defend a broken show or argue over something that fails on every level. It feels liberating to separate my enjoyment from their expectations. Their fandom and loyalty do not define what is good or valuable. I can appreciate music, storytelling, and artistry on my own terms without needing validation from those who blindly praise a flawed series. Ultimately, seeking approval from Sword Art Online fans is pointless. Their opinions are rooted in hype and attachment rather than reason or critical thinking. I can express my views honestly, enjoy what I love, and stand by my judgment without fear of backlash. Their disapproval does not diminish the truth. EXO delivers excellence, and Sword Art Online does not come close. It is pathetic how Sword Art Online fans cannot handle criticism. The moment someone points out flaws in the series, they react with anger, defensiveness, or insults instead of acknowledging the truth. Any honest discussion about weak storytelling, shallow characters, or poor game design is met with hostility rather than thought. This inability to accept critique highlights the weakness of the fandom. Instead of engaging thoughtfully or admitting that the series has problems, fans cling to blind loyalty and hype. They defend a fundamentally flawed work as if any criticism is an attack on their own identity. The behavior is both frustrating and amusing. It reveals how fragile their attachment is and how little confidence they have in the show's actual quality. Sword Art Online fans often act as though the series is untouchable, but in reality, their extreme defensiveness only proves how weak the fandom truly is. The angrier the fans get, the more I bash this trash show. Every defensive comment or furious reaction only proves how justified criticism of Sword Art Online is. Their anger does not intimidate or silence me. It fuels the points I make about the series' weak storytelling, shallow characters, and broken world building. It is almost comical to watch fans argue endlessly over flaws that are obvious to anyone with a critical eye. Their outrage highlights the gap between hype and quality, showing how invested they are in defending something that does not deserve it. The more they protest, the more evidence appears that the series is fundamentally flawed and overhyped. In the end, fan anger only strengthens the argument. It serves as proof that the show cannot withstand scrutiny and that defending mediocrity requires extreme loyalty rather than reason. Sword Art Online becomes easier to bash every time a fan reacts, showing the series for exactly what it is: a failure in almost every way. As a bonus for sticking around until now, let us talk about someone who actually turned down the chance to join: EXO. It is almost unbelievable to think that anyone would refuse an opportunity to be part of one of the most successful and talented groups in K-pop history. Being in EXO means access to world-class training, incredible performances, global recognition, and the chance to create music that moves millions. Turning down such an opportunity shows a lack of vision or understanding of what it means to be part of something extraordinary. EXO has proven their skill, creativity, and influence over and over again, and being a member of that group would be a career-defining experience. Choosing to step away from that chance is almost unimaginable in hindsight, given the group's achievements and legacy. This story adds an interesting perspective to EXO's success. It highlights just how special the group is, how rare the opportunity is, and why fans admire them so much. Missing the chance to join EXO is more than just a personal decision. It is a reminder of the extraordinary level of talent, dedication, and accomplishment that the group represents.
Imagine getting the chance to join one of the biggest K-pop groups in the world, EXO. Most people would give anything for that opportunity. Fame, money, millions of fans. It's every trainee's dream. But one person turned it down. His name was Kevin Shin. Before EXO even debuted, he trained under the same company and was given a shot at something huge. But he walked away, and that choice changed everything. This is the story of the man who said no to EXO and what happened next. Kevin was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. Growing up, he never dreamed of becoming a singer or an idol. His passion was soccer, and he wanted nothing more than to become a professional player one day. Music wasn't even on his radar. But during his junior year in high school, everything changed. SM Entertainment, one of the biggest K-pop companies in the world, came to Chicago to hold open auditions. It was actually the other kids from his church's youth ministry who told him he should give it a try. When he arrived, he couldn't believe what he saw. Several hundred other Korean kids. He didn't even realize there were that many Korean kids in Chicago. Each person was given a number and stood in line to perform in front of 3 judges, almost like an episode of American Idol. Kevin didn't know any Korean songs, so he chose to sing Let It Be by the Beatles. Out of the thousands of people who auditioned in total, only a few were chosen. Kevin was one of them. The day after his audition, Kevin received a phone call that would change his life. SM Entertainment asked him to come back the next day. He showed up at a small room inside a hotel, unsure of what to expect. This time, they wanted him to sing again and dance. The only problem was Kevin had never danced a day in his life. He did his best, but he could tell he was completely out of his comfort zone. When he left, he was sure he had blown his chance. But a few months later, something unexpected happened. SM Entertainment called him again, and this time they offered him a trainee contract. Kevin's parents weren't very supportive of the idea. They didn't want him to sign the contract, worried about what a life in entertainment might bring. But Kevin believed this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so he signed it anyway. He began training part-time with SM Entertainment in 2007 while also attending college. Then, in 2009, he made a huge decision. Kevin packed his things and moved to Seoul, South Korea to train full-time. He trained from 11 in the morning until 11 at night. The only break he got was every other Sunday. It was grueling, both mentally and physically, but Kevin kept going, determined to see how far he could make it. SM Entertainment was preparing to debut a new boy group, the group that would later become EXO. Kevin was given the chance to be part of it, but somewhere along the way, something inside him changed. Kevin realized that the idol life wasn't what he truly wanted. Deep down, he knew it wasn't his path. So he made a decision that few could even imagine. He turned down the offer. It wasn't easy. The company had invested years of time and a lot of money into training him. It took several months before he was officially released. Walking away from everything he had worked for was painful, but Kevin knew he had to follow his own direction. After leaving SM, Kevin wanted to take full control of his music. He didn't want to sing songs written for him by someone else. He wanted to write and perform his own. He spent the next year working on a hip-hop mixtape, experimenting with his sound, and finding his voice as an artist. Kevin planned to start a label with his friends, but when those plans fell through, he decided to go independent instead. He poured everything he had into creating his own album, and it paid off. His debut project went on to win Best Hip-Hop Album of the Year in South Korea's non-mainstream music scene. A few months later, Kevin released his second album, which was also nominated for the same award. His dream of making music on his own terms was finally coming true. During his trainee days, Kevin became close friends with Chris Wu. After leaving EXO to pursue a solo career in China, Chris reached out to Kevin and asked if he could help with his music. For Kevin, it seemed like a great opportunity. His own career in Korea had reached a standstill, so Kevin packed up and moved to China, where he began helping Chris with his projects and production work. In China, he produced several hit songs and quickly built a reputation for his talent and versatility when he won Producer of the Year at the 2018 China Music Awards, a huge achievement for someone who had once walked away from the K-pop idol dream. While working in the industry,
Kevin noticed something interesting about the Chinese market. Not many people listened to music as much as they watched dramas and TV shows. He saw this as a gap and an opportunity. With a strong team behind him, Kevin decided to create something that could bridge that gap. He released a new album titled Evolution, a project aimed specifically at the Chinese audience. It marked a new chapter in his journey. Since moving to China in 2018, Kevin has dedicated himself to making the best music he can. For him, creating music isn't just about success or fame, it's about expression, the sense of pride and connection that comes from building something together with other artists. What Kevin enjoys most about music is the writing. To him, every song is like telling a story, sharing a piece of himself with the world. All he hopes is that people will listen, not just to the music, but to the message behind it. Kevin has said that he doesn't regret turning down EXO or leaving SM Entertainment. But through it all, Kevin stayed true to himself. He wanted to follow his own path, even if it meant walking away from one of the biggest K-pop boy bands. And in the end, that decision shaped him into the artist and the person he is today.
So, what do you think about Kevin's story? Do you believe he made the right choice by turning down EXO and walking away from SM Entertainment? If you were in his position, would you have done the same? It's one of those decisions that can completely change someone's life, shaping not just their career, but their identity in ways that are hard to imagine. Would EXO have been the same if Kevin had become one of the members? Would the group's success or sound have turned out differently? It's interesting to think about what could have been, how one decision made years ago shaped both Kevin's future and possibly EXO's as well. Personally, if I were in Kevin's position, I don't think I could have turned down the chance to join EXO, especially after spending years training for that exact dream. Most people would have seen that offer as the ultimate reward for all the sacrifices and hard work. What's surprising is how long it took Kevin to realize that the idol life wasn't truly what he wanted. After so many years of intense preparation, pressure, and dedication, it's unclear why that realization came so late. But maybe it's for the best that Kevin never joined EXO. He clearly wasn't happy living that kind of life, and if he had been a part of the group, he probably would have ended up leaving anyway, just like Chris, Luhan, and Tao did. In a way, not joining from the start might have saved him, but stories like Kevin's aren't uncommon. Behind every famous idol are countless trainees who never got the chance to debut, whether by personal choice, tough competition, or circumstances completely out of their control. It's a reminder of just how difficult and uncertain the K-pop industry really is, where talent alone isn't always enough to make it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more K-pop stories and deep dives like this one.
Before anyone can become a K-pop idol, they must survive life as a trainee, the most difficult step toward fame. Behind the bright lights and perfect performances are years of sacrifice, non-stop practice, fierce competition, and the constant need to prove themselves worthy of a debut. Trainees give up their childhood, freedom, and even their health for a dream only a few achieve. First, they have to pass an audition with thousands trying and only a handful making it through. According to a 2013 report, SM Entertainment got about 300,000 applications from 9 countries each year. That was over a decade ago, and with K-pop's global rise, the number has only grown. Every applicant believes they have what it takes to become the next idol. But no matter how talented or hardworking they are, most never pass the first round. Only a tiny fraction make it through auditions, and for nearly everyone else, the dream begins with rejection. The odds are incredibly slim, highlighting just how competitive and selective the K-pop industry truly is. The standards are impossibly high, and every detail matters. Your looks, your voice, your dancing, even the way you stand can decide your future. For the few who succeed, it feels like winning the lottery. For foreign trainees, the climb is even steeper. They leave everything behind, family, friends, and home, to chase a dream in a country they barely know. Not to mention that foreign trainees have to learn Korean from scratch. Learning an entirely new language on its own is already difficult. Homesickness, pressure, and the fear of failure become part of daily life. Even getting accepted doesn't guarantee success. It only marks the beginning of a new battle. Trainees are pushed to their limits, spending long hours in practice rooms, perfecting every move, every expression. They're constantly being evaluated and compared to others. One small mistake could cost them everything they've worked for. The pressure to be perfect never stops, and neither does the competition. Some trainees last for years, holding on to hope that one day they'll debut. And yet, no matter how skilled they are, that chance never comes. Take EJ, for example, the singing voice of Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters. She trained under SM Entertainment for almost 10 years. An entire decade of her life spent preparing, improving, and believing she was getting closer to her goal. But despite all her effort and dedication, she was never able to debut. Stories like hers aren't rare. They're part of the hidden side of the industry that most fans never see. For every idol who rises to fame, there are countless trainees who disappear quietly, carrying with them years of sacrifice and dreams that never came true. It's a classic case of survivorship bias. People only hear about the ones who made it, the idols who finally debuted after years of training. Their stories make it seem like hard work always pays off. But the truth is far more painful and cruel. There are an untold number of people who never got the same success. Many trainees eventually quit, worn down by exhaustion, pressure, and the feeling that they'll never be good enough. Their names are forgotten, their stories never told, even though they gave just as much, sometimes even more, than the ones who made it. There are no promises, no guarantees, and no second chances. Ever heard of Kim Ji-hun? No, exactly. He trained alongside the BTS members during their pre-debut days, but when it came time to form the final lineup, he was cut. Everyone knows the 7 BTS members today, yet hardly anyone knows him. It's a reminder of how brutal the K-pop trainee system can be, where years of hard work can vanish in a single decision. Many trainees leave school so they can focus completely on their training. As a result, they miss out on the typical experiences of being a teenager, or having free time to enjoy hobbies. Trainees are expected to keep practicing no matter what. It doesn't matter if they're tired, sick, or in pain. Stopping isn't an option. They repeat the same dance moves over and over until every step is perfect. Some aren't even allowed to rest or drink water until they get a routine right. The practice rooms become both their stage and their prison, filled with mirrors that reflect every flaw and every mistake. Hours turn into days and days blur into months. The pressure to improve never ends, and neither does the exhaustion. Every trainee knows that if they fall behind, someone else is ready to take their spot. So they push through the pain, forcing a smile, hoping that one more practice session might finally bring them closer to debut. It's also hard for trainees to form real friendships with each other. Everyone shares the same goal, but they're also competing for the same limited spots in a group. No one knows who will debut and who will be cut, so even the closest friendships can turn into quiet rivalries. Some trainees learn to hide their struggles because showing weakness could make them seem less ready. Others put on fake smiles, pretending everything's fine. Trainees are constantly monitored for their weight. Companies set strict rules about what they should eat and how much they should weigh. Some trainees are put on extreme diets that leave them hungry and weak. Others are scolded or punished if they gain even a small amount of weight. Trainees usually have to skip meals entirely. Many develop unhealthy relationships with food, terrified that eating too much could ruin their chances of debuting. Companies invest so much time and money into every trainee. They're expected to prove that they're worth the investment. Every mistake feels like wasted money. Every weak performance feels like a step closer to being cut. Companies hold monthly evaluations or showcases where trainees have to perform in front of staff, trainers, and sometimes even executives. These performances decide who improves, who stays, and who might get dropped. The room is filled with tension, every trainee trying to hide their nerves while giving everything they have. One bad day can destroy months of progress, and one great performance might be the only thing keeping their dream alive. Trainees are also sleep deprived. Their waking hours are spent in constant training, moving from one lesson to another with barely any time to rest. Mornings start early with vocal or language classes, followed by hours of dance practice that stretch late into the night. Some trainees only sleep a few hours before doing it all over again. The exhaustion becomes a normal part of life. They learn to push through fatigue, forcing their bodies to keep moving even when every muscle aches. Rest becomes a luxury, something they can't afford when they're chasing perfection. A lot of trainees practice more in private because they're afraid of falling behind. Even after hours of scheduled training, many stay late in the practice rooms, repeating dances and vocal lines long after everyone else has gone. They're terrified that if they rest, someone else will improve faster and take their place. Trainees barely get any freedom. They can't leave the building unless they have permission permission, and even family visits need to be approved by the company. Every part of their lives is controlled. The outside world slowly starts to fade away as their entire existence becomes centered around training. Trainees live in shared dorm rooms, crowded with others who are chasing the same dream. Living like that for months or even years takes a toll on their spirit, but they endure it because walking away means giving up everything they've worked for. Trainees also have no control over their appearance. The company decides how they should look and what style suits them. Many are forced to dye their hair or change their style to fit a certain image. Some are even pressured to get plastic surgery to match the company's beauty standards. It's about what will sell. Over time, many trainees start to lose their sense of identity. They stop seeing themselves as people and start seeing themselves as projects, built and shaped by someone else's idea of perfection. In the end, it's estimated that less than 10% of trainees ever debut. The tragedy is that even for the few trainees who finally debut, the struggle doesn't end there. Debuting isn't the finish line. It's just another battlefield. Only a small fraction of idols ever find real success or recognition, and the grind doesn't stop after debuting. Once they officially become idols, they're no longer trainees, but the work only changes form. Instead of endless lessons, they're constantly practicing, refining, and perfecting everything, from choreography and vocal lines to interviews, fan interactions, and public appearances. Every stage, music video, and performance is a test of precision, stamina, and image. Mistakes are scrutinized, and the pressure to maintain perfection never lets up. If you want more K-pop stories, insights, and discussions, hit like and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's next.
Imagine growing up with almost nothing. No money, no chances. Every day feels like a battle you're meant to lose. But deep inside, a spark refuses to die. This is the story of a girl who dared to dream bigger than the life she was given. A girl who faced heartbreak, rejection, and struggles that would have broken anyone else. And yet, she rose. From the shadows of hardship to the spotlight of the world. From silence to a voice that would captivate millions. From abject poverty to K-pop royalty, this is Bada, and her journey is nothing short of extraordinary. She was born on February 28, 1980, in Bucheon, South Korea. Her real name is Choi Sung-hee. In the beginning, life was comfortable. She went to a private kindergarten with a swimming pool. Her home was filled with laughter and song. Her father was a trot singer and pansori performer, so music was always in her blood. It seemed only natural that one day she would stand on stage, sharing her voice with the world. But then, everything changed overnight. Her father fell ill, and in an instant, the warmth and stability of her childhood disappeared. The family lost almost everything, and her world turned upside down. Her father was given just 6 months to live. The news shattered the family. His medication and treatments were far too expensive. And despite their desperate efforts, the costs quickly became impossible to manage. Eventually, he had no choice but to stop taking his medicine. With mounting bills and nowhere else to turn, the family decided to leave the city behind and move to the countryside, hoping that life there would be cheaper and a little easier. But things only got worse. They were scammed and became victims of rental fraud, losing what little money they had left. Everything that once felt secure was gone. What had started as a hopeful move turned into another painful chapter in her story. The family eventually found shelter in a small prefab house provided by the local church. It wasn't much, but it was a roof over their heads, a fragile bit of comfort in the middle of hardship. Even in those difficult times, she never let go of her dream. She wanted to attend an arts high school, a place where she could truly develop her talent and chase her passion for music. But the tuition was far beyond what her family could afford. Still, she refused to give up. Seeing his daughter's determination, her father, despite being gravely ill, began performing at night shows to earn whatever money he could. Her mother worked multiple jobs as well, one at a hospital cafeteria and another at a medical clinic, where she boiled herbs late into the night. Together, they sacrificed everything to give her a chance to follow her dream. Bada got her big break in 1996 when she was in high school. During her school's festival, she took the stage and sang her heart out, not knowing that her life was about to change forever. In the audience that day was Lee Soo-man, the founder of SM Entertainment. By pure chance, he happened to be there, and when he heard her voice, he was stunned. Her raw talent and emotional power left a deep impression on him. After the performance, he approached her and invited her to join his company. At first, she refused. She wanted to become a true singer, not a manufactured idol. Back then, K-pop wasn't the global phenomenon it is today, and being an idol was seen very differently. But Lee Soo-man didn't give up. He continued to reach out, trying again and again to convince her. father. Finally, she agreed to join SM Entertainment after he made one heartfelt promise. He would pay for her full college tuition. It was an offer that showed he truly believed in her potential, and it became the first step in her journey. Bada debuted as the leader and main vocalist of SES in November 1997. Her stage name means sea in English. She chose it because the sea represented something vast, powerful, and full of emotion, just like how she wanted her music to feel. To her, the sea wasn't just beautiful. It was strong and endless, capable of both calm and storm. It symbolized her dream to reach people everywhere, no matter how far, through her voice. The first time her manager visited her home, he was shocked. The house was so small and run down that he actually mistook it for a bathroom. That moment showed just how difficult her family's situation really was. She once shared that she felt guilty living in the company dorms and using warm water for showers, knowing that her family back home couldn't afford it. They had to bathe in cold water, even during the freezing winters. No matter how much success she gained, she never forgot where she came from or the struggles her family endured. SES went on to achieve massive success. Every album they released turned into a bestseller, and their popularity helped shape the foundation of modern K-pop. They weren't just idols, they were icons of a new generation. The group remained active until 2002, when their journey together came to an end. After her contract with SM Entertainment expired, she decided to move on and start a new chapter in her career. She signed with Wongjin Entertainment and launched her solo career, proving that her talent could shine on its own. Her solo albums sold impressively well, solidifying her status as one of Korea's most respected vocalists. She also expanded her talents beyond singing and stepped into the world of acting. She starred in numerous Korean adaptations of famous stage musicals, earning praise for her powerful voice and emotional performances. Her success on stage proved that her artistry went far beyond the world of pop music. In 2016, the group reunited briefly. It was an emotional moment for both the members and their fans, a celebration of friendship, legacy, and the group that started it all. As for her personal life, she found happiness outside the spotlight as well. In 2017, she married a non-celebrity restaurant owner who was several years younger than her. Despite the attention their relationship received, she remained graceful and private about her marriage. In 2020, she welcomed her first child, a daughter, marking a new and joyful chapter in her life. After everything she had endured, she had finally built the kind of peace and happiness she had once only dreamed of. Today, Bada often gives lectures to young people, sharing her journey and the lessons she's learned along the way. She opens up about her struggles and the hardships she faced, using her story to inspire others who might feel hopeless or stuck. Her message is simple but powerful. Never give up on your dreams. She reminds them not to blame the circumstances they were born into or the environment they grew up in, but to focus instead on how they can rise above it and make their dreams come true. Through her words, she continues to be a source of hope, showing that with faith, hard work, and perseverance, even the darkest beginnings can lead to something beautiful. And that's her story, from abject poverty to becoming a true icon of K-pop. Her journey is one of strength, proving that no dream is too big and no struggle too great to overcome. She didn't just rise to fame. She rose above every obstacle life threw at her. From a girl who had nothing, she became a woman who inspired millions. She's still active in the entertainment industry and continues to release new music, showing that her passion for performing has never faded. She remains a beloved figure in Korean pop culture, admired for her talent and longevity. Recently, she even recorded a stunning cover of Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, reminding everyone that her voice is just as powerful and captivating as ever. Her story proves that no matter where you come from or how impossible life may seem, dreams can come true with determination and heart. She showed the world that even when everything is taken from you, hope and perseverance can lead you to something greater. Her life is a reminder that strength isn't just about talent or success, it's about never giving up. Stories like this aren't as uncommon as they might seem. Many singers and celebrities also grew up in poverty, facing challenges similar to hers. For example, IU, one of Korea's most beloved singers, also came from a humble background and worked tirelessly to achieve her dreams. These stories show that talent and determination can overcome even the toughest circumstances, and they continue to inspire countless young people chasing their own dreams. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more inspiring stories.